Frericks from Wilmot, South Dakota. We're in the far northeast part of the state, and we raise soybeans, corn, wheat, alfalfa, and then have a beef cattle operation that are cow-calf. And so we have a spring and a fall calving herd, and then usually market those calves, about 600 pounds, and let someone else do the finishing work to make beef for the tables for all of us to eat. We're primarily, though, a soybeans and corn rotation. The wheat and alfalfa are a very small part of everything, and the cattle are smaller as well in relation to the crops are a big part of this operation. And we usually practice more of a minimum tillage. Certainly based on soil types, we will do a little more tillage, but then especially when we're coming in with soybeans, we oftentimes can limit the amount of tillage that needs to be done. With all of our latest planting equipment, we can get that seed placed properly and into some moisture and let everything else work out. Last year, roughly right around 9,000 acres that we had for crop production, and of that, we were about, like say, 50% soybeans. When you look at our harvest that we had just a wonderful growing season that started in basically July, but you step back to April, we had some heavier rain that just fortunately soaked in and was there for us to get the crop going, and just a little bit of moisture in May. But then we went throughout the month of June very dry, but when it started raining, it came at the right time, and so it was very crucial for both the soybeans and the corn production. We were blessed with a better than average type of yield here on our operation in both the soybeans and corn. So when you look at marketing, I always try to at least look at what I have for crop insurance guarantees and try to forward price. And so when we did that even 2 years ago, we missed out a little bit on some of the upswing. But again, we don't try to market the entire crop at one time, space out, do incremental sales, and hopefully scale up selling. This last year, tried to be a little more patient, but still we wanted to capitalize when we had healthy markets back even last spring on the crop that we were just about to plant. This year I was able to hold off and have made more sales on the soybeans as the market has gone up here, even as of recently, but still have some soybeans left to market, fortunately anyways, because the market is still in our favor, and we're pleased with that. Our operation in terms of soybeans is unique to where we do raise soybeans for seed production. In that area, we work with Bayer and do those contracts for seed production, and those are Extend or Extend Flex type of genetics. And almost entirely all of our soybeans are utilizing the Extend technology. But then the remainder of our soybeans are marketed either at the local elevator, even here in Wilmot, but also at a terminal where they can load the unit car trains and send those soybeans. Oftentimes, almost all of those head to the Pacific Northwest for export. I have not yet started any new crop sales, but I still keep a hedge account to ensure some protections, and I have had those protections in place, at least if there had been anything, especially some unknown in terms of black swan event. But I still have yet to market this new crop soybean. We look out across our acres right now, and our soil profile is full of moisture. In this area where we farm, in terms of Roberts County and into Grant County and a little bit into Day County, South Dakota, we've been very fortunate in this area to have adequate moisture, and so we're poised to be in good shape, provided we can get out there and plant our crop in good shape here this spring. We're going to need warm weather and certainly a lot better conditions than we've had this winter. It's something we're continually monitoring in terms of those inputs, but fortunately we feel fairly secure on where we're at, provided that the fertilizer and the pesticides, the chemicals come before we need them, that they're available. Any of those inputs, we all have to remember that not only this coming year, but then the next year. You just wonder if that's going to be a new norm. Hopefully it isn't. Hopefully there's more competition in the market, and it certainly is a new era right now, especially on the chemical side of things, it looks like. We really like to do the corn-soybean rotation. We do have some fields, especially in more of those marginal areas, where we will rotate between soybeans and wheat. What it has changed is maybe limited the number of wheat acres that we will put in, and so then we will have just a few more soybean acres instead of wheat. It's not that those acres will go to corn. The soybean seed that's being hauled to the Bayer facilities, they're picking up those various varieties and cleaning that and then getting it out to the retailers. That's basically the only soybeans we have on the farm are from the seed production. The rest of ours are all at the elevator or terminal elevator, and then we either have those on a basis fixed contract or on storage with those facilities, but we don't have physical ownership of any of those commercial soybeans right now. We have to get our planters ready for the planting season, and so there's work that's going to be done. We have a couple of new planters that will need to be set up, and so we'll get ready for all that. Late April, be in the field, and something that I'm looking forward to. I have a spring and a fall calving herd, but I plan to sell off many of those spring calving cattle because it's just really been a battle to try to make sure that those cows are calving even though they're out on grass, and then keep planting. And so that's one thing that I've been working on, is to market those mama cows, get those off and sold that are spring calving, to just ensure that we can be ready to go for planting.